is the first round of the Barbasol Championship, and golfers are already on the course.
And of course, another hot one out there today, as we've been talking about. Let's go live now to champions at Keene Trace. Claire Crouch and Keith Farmer have our exclusive Barbasol Championship coverage.
That's right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Barbasol Championship, the only stop on the PGA Tour in Kentucky.
You're taking a look at the beautiful champions at Keene Trace course there from high top there.
Once again, welcome in. Alongside Keith Farmer, I am Claire Crouch. Thank you so much for joining us today on LEX 18 News.
Yeah, the first round has begun here already, a little after 8 o'clock. Golfers getting out on the course. We've already got a leader. We'll talk more about that later, but many of our golfers, we're still waiting to see them tee off.
That's right. It's still early in the day, but things got started pretty early today as well. This morning, in fact, the Barbasol Championship kicked off bright and early with an opening ceremony at the first hole. The Nicholasville U.S. Armed Forces Honor Guard presented the colors, and former patient of Kentucky Children's Hospital, Savannah Cooper, sang the national anthem. The ceremony closed out with a ceremonial first drive straight down the middle by 9-year-old Connor Ford, who is actually the national drive chip and putt champion from Mount Sterling.
Very nice. Looks like a pretty good tee shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a skilled young golfer. Hopefully one day we'll see him on the PGA Tour. That'd be great.
All right, well, last year we know about all the issues that they had out here at Champions at Keene Trace, and the golfers had to weather an extra day, and it was Troy Merritt that was the guy that was able to win it by one stroke, shot 23 under par to win the Barbasol Championship last year. Now, he does not tee off until about 1:53, so that'll be a little bit later on. You got a chance to come out here and see his entire round. But Troy Merritt, a guy that you'll want to follow here on tour and here at the Barbasol Championship. We also had the chance to talk to him this week about what that's like. You're now the guy with the target on your back, the guy that everybody's going to be watching, maybe besides John Daly, to see if you can win this again. Here's what he had to say about that.
And obviously the biggest difference is the conditions. You know, right now it's fairly firm. We're watching the ball bounce around a little bit, and the greens are bouncing around and rolling nicely. You know, we all wanted to see how this place played a little bit firmer, so hopefully it stays that way throughout the week. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good week regardless. We're excited to be back here, and I know, the fans, they want to see a good show, and hopefully they come out in droves and we can give it to them.
All right, again, he doesn't tee off until about 1:53. Forgive me as I look down at my phone because I want to get these. These are always changing.
Things are changing.
I'm going to give you some scores. Nick Taylor is your leader by 2 strokes right now. He is 8 under par, and he is through about 12 holes. He has a 2-shot lead again, and also John Daly on the course has had a huge following.
Yes.
And right now, he's doing quite well. He is 1 under par, tied for 33rd, and we only have really a couple of UK golfers. Stephen Stallings is 2 under, and Cooper Musselman is even par.
That's right. We've got a lot of Kentucky guys in the tournament. We know that Nick Taylor, the current leader, is Canadian.
Correct.
And then John Daly, I got my first sighting. I was so excited. Yes, he's not hard to miss for many reasons, but as you mentioned, he's got a huge following right now. That is really the guy people have come out to see, and understandably so. He's a huge name and a colorful character.
All the way around, but he's been super great to work with this week, not only with the media, but he's also has been with the fans.
That's great. And yes, it is still early in the tournament, this just being the first day, but there are already a lot of die-hard fans out here. And in fact, our own Conroy Deluche has been able to catch up with some of them. Let's go live with him now across the course to get the scoop on fan action. Hey, Conroy.
Yeah, Claire and Keith, you're talking about the people that were following around John Daly. We actually just saw a huge throng of people come through. They were watching John Daly on the 9th green, which is actually where we've seen the most amount of fans so far. And of course, he did roll right by us in his golf cart and his colorful pants. And many of those fans have been waiting all day to see him here at the 9th green. Some have been following him since the opening tee shot that he hit right around 9:30. So a lot of fans coming out here for the first time, some for the second time. The place where we saw the most fans by far so far was the 9th green, of course, and that was before any golfer showed up there. I remember this was one of the popular spots to watch the pros come through last year. The beautiful water, shade, access to food and water easily. It makes it one of the places to be, especially the tents that are right behind it. We did talk to a few golf fans who didn't make it out here last year, but as soon as the tickets went on sale, they grabbed them up. John Hardesty is pumped to see some of the world's best right in our backyard.
Yeah, it's just neat to see people like that. And there's a lot of people that I recognize from TV when I love to watch golf. on the weekends and stuff like that. But I see some names that I know, and I'm excited to get to see them play.
And of course, there are some former major winners that are in the crowd, and one of them is John Daly, and that's the golfer that all fans were bringing up this morning. And we're certainly going to have some highlights from him coming up later on LEX 18 News. And we're going to get off here and follow him over to the 10th hole. So thanks for joining us. We're going to send it back over to Claire and Keith. Hope you guys are staying cool over there.
Yeah, thanks so much, Conroy. Appreciate it. It is fun. We have noticed, I think, a bigger turnout this year than some of what we saw last year, and a lot of that had to do with the weather. But still, good to see the crowd. It makes it so much fun hearing the cheers coming from different holes.
Absolutely. It's a great atmosphere, and it's only going to get better as the weekend goes on. And we're going to be here all weekend long, so be sure to stick with LEX 18 as we continue our exclusive live coverage from the Barbasol Championship. But for now, for Keith Farmer, I'm Claire Crouch. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.